It's Aberdeen who start the match, having taken 3 points out of 4 so far and progressed in the League Cup. And they have struggled through in penalties in that tournament against Meadowbank and are pointless after 2 league games. They're also goalless in that the 2 they've been credited with so far have both been own goals, so very much room for improvement. But a touch of United Nations about this Dundee lineup this afternoon. They have a Dane, an American, an Australian, a Czech and a Pole in the squad this afternoon. And of course they also have a Frenchman here at Dens Park, so Simon Stainrod and Jim Duffy hoping that the continental influence will calm down Dundee's game and it will start playing more football. So it's taken down there by Paul Tosh, but the free kick awarded Aberdeen's way. Stephen White floating it forward. Patalainen, Aberdeen's Finnish international player, so it goes to Jess. This is Shearer. Well, he turned well enough, but couldn't keep the ball down. He already has a hat-trick to his name this season, a hat-trick against Clydebank in the League Cup. Dundee. Aberdeen standing firm. Joe Miller wearing the number 8 this afternoon, forcing the play forward. An unusual number for him, and this is first start of the season since rejoining Aberdeen for £300,000 from Celtic. His second spell with the Dons. Right there wearing the number 3 but operating in the right back area. This is Dodds for Dundee, switching the play, and there's the new man, Adanchuk, getting the touch. And McLeish nipping in ahead there, getting it through now to Ian Jess. Shearer's running through, good running by Shearer! It's a marvellous goal by Aberdeen, the perfect start. 2 minutes gone here at Dens Park. And a light there on the face of Duncan Shearer. Brilliantly set up by Ian Jess. And the players combining well. That's a goal that will please the manager. The long ball had been played through by Alec McLeish. Jess controlled it brilliantly. Good running there by Shearer. And Jess just keeping things calm, rolling it into the path of the big striker. And he picked his spot in the back of the net. Dundee 0, Aberdeen 1. Aberdeen's way. It was Paul Tosh straying forward. New signing from Arbroath for £100,000, just 19 years of age. That ball aimed at Patalainen, he gets the touch. Aberdeen look as if they can do some damage here this afternoon. Dundee will really have to settle. In fact, they're looking for a settled side. They used something in the region of 30 players last season. Good defending there by Dusan Berto. Berto flashing there with Shearer. And the ball breaking loose to Steve Pittman, who wins the free kick. Joe Miller involved there. And the referee having a word with the Aberdeen winger and also with Steve Pittman, who's been part of the USA squad. And in fact, he made his debut against Aberdeen here last November and got himself booked. So this is Pittman, floating in the high one. A bit of jostling going on there in the area, and the ball almost breaking through in the direction of Paul Tosh, but behind for the goal kick. McLeish there, marshalling the Aberdeen defence. What a marvellous servant he's been to the Dons. Patalainen going in there for that one with Gary Patterson. It's Pittman. Well, he's a bit short with the pass back, and Mailer's having to respond as Shearer come through and conceding the throw-in. This is Stephen Wright in the cross. It's knocked away though by Verto. And again the throw-in goes Aberdeen's way. It's Richardson sending it through. Well cleared though by John McQuillan. Will Aberdeen have it? A solid challenge going in there from Adamchuk. Well, the new Polish player making his presence felt. And here's the Dane now, Bighorst. This is better play. This is an awkward ball for Snelders. And eventually it's knocked away by Paul Kane. Well, that certainly gets the home fans roaring. But initially it all began with a strong challenge by Adamchuk. And the early cross whipped in. And the high ball causing Snelders problems. Eventually it was Kane who got it away. The corner taken that. The referee awarding the free kick against McKinney. Flashing there with Adamchuk. The home fans getting fired up now. And you can see some fighting spirit in this team. And well forward goes Gary Patterson to add his height to the attack. So it's Pittman to take the in-swinger. Headed away by Kane. This is Jess trying to shield the ball but losing out. And Kane sending it away for the throw-in to Dundee. This is McQuillan. And that's Dundee's ball. Gary McEwen, former Arsenal player. Intention is the long one here. And McLeish climbing for it, getting in just ahead of Morton Bighorst and conceding the corner kick. So despite the loss of the early goal, Dundee fighting back in splendid style here. Steve Pittman with the corner. Again, it will be the left-footed in-swinger. Played into the near post, headed away by Stephen Wright. And another throw-in to Dundee. Again, the long throw being aimed in. McLeish climbing for it. And the effort from Paul Tosh. Going over the crossbar. Well, he's a young player who's had trials down at Liverpool, and Dundee have great hopes for him. Well, not the longest of kickouts from Snelders. It's picked up there by McEwen. Cleared by Stephen Wright. This is Verto. Snelders well out of his area. There seems to be quite a strong wind blowing out there, despite the fact that it's a fine sunny day. And that's Miller playing it forward, but the ball running out for the throw-in to Dundee. Well, Joe Miller will want to impress this afternoon. He left Aberdeen, of course, back in 1987 for £650,000 going to Celtic Park, and he'll want to make a real impression second time around. That's Stephen Wright climbing for that one. Kane gets the touch to Patalainen. He's challenged by Patterson. This is Pittman through looking for Dodds, but Stephen Wright reacting quickly. Cover coming in from Gary Smith, and the decision goes Aberdeen's way. away by Richardson. Returned there by McGowan. This is Miller. Trying to switch the play to Patalainen, but not the best of passes. So in any case, the flag had gone up on the far side. An offside decision. And the free kick to Dundee. Long kick from Mathers, headed away by McKimmie. Well, that's played through and onside for Tosh, but they're all running away from him. There's too much pace in it, but beating the offside trap there. That's aimed at Patalainen, and he does well there, nipping in ahead of Gary Patterson. This is Jess, trying to hold off the challenges. He does well, finds Kane. It was charged down very quickly there by McEwen. And the referee stepping in and awarding the free kick. A foul there on Darius Dumchuk. So it's fired forward by McGowan. Just away from Steve Pittman. That's a little touch on by Shearer. That's a good ball through to Demchuk. To Aberdeen standing firm. Nice little turn there by Joe Miller, aiming it out there for Shearer to chase. Berto's with him all the way. And Shearer holding off the challenge, doing well. This is Jess. They're surrounded by Dundee defenders, and eventually it's hooked away by McQuillan. It's a long one from Gary Smith, and the free kick awarded there against Ian Jess, backing into the defender. Carefully watched by Stephen Wright. He does well, he finds Miller. It's on to Jess, he's shot with that one, trying to find Shearer. Not allowed Patterson to step in. This is Berto. It's knocked on by McEwen. And it's Berto stepping in now. Just keeping things calm. The Czech player who was brought from Banik Ostrava for £200,000 last season. And Stephen Wright doing well under pressure, and Joe Miller getting the free kick there. A high boot by Steve Pittman. And Simon Stainrod, the Dundee manager, he's been in his travels this week. And more signings to come, he says. Patalainen again, using his height and weight successfully against Gary Patterson. This is Kane. Patalainen breaking out to the left now. McQuillan's with him. That's Aberdeen's throw. Quickly taken. Vikor steps in. That's Adamchuk. A switch of play from Gary McEwen to Pittman. A long one played through for Tosh. And Stephen Wright again, calm under pressure. Police reading that situation well, nipping in ahead of Dodds. And eventually it's Gary Smith clearing. Pittman sending it through. Nice turn by Tosh. Gary Smith's with him now. Oh, it's Tosh battling away, and the free kick is awarded Aberdeen's way. This is Miller. Long ball for Shearer to chase. And the cover coming from Jamie McGowan. McLeish's header. Pittman forcing his way through. Solid challenge there on Gary Smith, and he's in trouble with the referee, Steve Pittman. Well, they certainly went charging in to that tackle, and the referee immediately reaching for the book. Gary Smith still on the ground receiving treatment. There's no doubt about that one. And the referee reacting immediately. So the yellow card shown. Down through the touchline. Aberdeen carrying a fair support with them this afternoon. Gary Smith back on his feet, and hopefully he will be able to see out this game. Certainly a very hefty challenge indeed. It's aimed at the head of Patalainen. Police watching this one carefully as Dodds comes through. And the strength of Adamchuk again in evidence. This is Vikhorst. But it all breaks down there. That's Patalainen, and it's Aberdeen's throw-in. This is Patalainen. Adamchuk's in there with him, and he wins the free kick. It's knocked on there by McEwen. Cleared by McKimmie. Well, it's fast and furious out there. And the referee allowing play to go on, but there was an incident off the ball. This is Vikhorst to Patterson. Put through there by McGowan, but pounced on by Miller, but the pass letting him down. So the referee calling over Paul Kane, who was involved in an off-the-ball incident. Referee Kelly will have to keep a close eye on this match. Already there have been a few physical challenges, and he'll have to clamp down on things. Miller trying to get forward. Doing well, getting away from the attentions of McEwen. Richardson going for that ball with Pittman, who's already been booked, but still charging forward as Pittman. The referee again reaching for his book. He warned Paul Kane just a moment ago. And the player failing to heed the warning. So it was Pittman going through there. Richardson looked unhappy, and Kane then coming across and conceding the free kick, taking Pittman out of the play. So he's shown the yellow card. Two pickings so far. Pittman for Dundee and Kane for Aberdeen. And if such players don't calm down, I think we might be seeing a red card here this afternoon. There is so much at stake, of course, this season. And Dundee are in the lower half of the league. No, 3 teams are going down. Every game is going to be a battle. This is Dusan Verto. It's headed on by Dodds, cleared by McLeish. Vikos going for it with Patalainen. Again, Patalainen winning it in the air. The offside flag is up there though against Jess. A good ball through by Shearer. He turned well, but Jess was clearly offside. Verto playing it through, looking for Dodds. It's headed away by Stephen Wright. This is Vikos. The long one played through now by McGowan. And left by Stephen Wright. This is Wright. Cut out though by Pittman. Dundee really with no one far except Dodds, who's chasing through, but there's always a bit of a lost cause. But credit to the player for his effort. And Billy Dodds withdrawing his transfer request this week, which is good news for the Dundee fans. Headed clearance from John McQuillan, and Aberdeen have the throw. This is Patalainen, but McQuillan's in there again. Paul Kane sending the ball through. And the throw-in is awarded to Dundee. So we're now midway through the first half. Aberdeen opening up in tremendous style, scoring after just 2 minutes, but Dundee battling back, and it's turned into a physical match. This is Pittman, and the ball's out of play for the throw-in. Willie Miller there with assistant manager Roy Aitken, Drew Jarvie in the background, Aberdeen management team. Played through now for Shearer, but the ball going behind, and the corner kick awarded. This is Joe Miller. McLeish has moved forward. This is Kane. And that drops harmlessly behind for the goal kick. Well, Paul Kane, a player who was almost on his way to Hearts a couple of weeks ago, but decided to stay on and fight for his place, and he's been rewarded with a place in the team by manager Willie Miller. This is Berto being challenged by Shearer. He answers the referee. It's all a bit untidy at the moment, but Dundee have it. It's played through now for Tosh, and the ball nipped away by McLeish. Stephen Wright bundled to the ground, so the free kick awarded to Aberdeen. Tosh the offender. The long ball from Stephen Wright, headed away by Patterson, but doing a bit of climbing in the shoulders of Patalainen indicates the referee. So the free kick goes Aberdeen's way. Richardson playing it through, looking for Patalainen. It's headed away by McQuillan. It's returned by McKimmie. And tidied up there by Pittman. That's Kane for Aberdeen. He's just going for it with Verto. Breaks away to Weghorst. Cleared by McKimmie. This is Patalainen. Kane. Pushing it through, looking for Jess and Shearer, but hooked away there by Jamie McGann. And the referee awarding the free kick to Aberdeen. And this is Gary Smith, who seems to have made a full recovery from his earlier injury. This is Dodds. And cool defending by Gary Smith. And the back header there, taking the pressure off the goalkeeper. Ball breaking through to Shearer. This is Miller. Richardson. Playing it through, looking for Shearer. Sent higher of play by Jamie McGann. The ball coming back down there, catching the wind. It's Richardson. Shearer. This is Dodds. Tosh. Dodds again. Gets in the shot, it takes a deflection. And the ball going behind for the goal kick. It was Darius Adamchuk who threw himself in there as Dodds played it through. But, a miscue there after the deflection, and the ball going well wide of target. Well, good play initially there by Dodds. Weghorst to McQuillan. McLeish going for it with Tosh, and it's a throw in to Dundee. McQuillan, Dodds, Weghorst, McEwen. Trying to force his way through. Paul Kane's in there. The ball spinning high and upwardly for the defence. McLeish gets a touch. It comes off Tosh. This is Stephen Wright going across, battling away with Pittman. Play on to the referee. The chance on here. And good defending by Aberdeen. And it's McKimmie to the rescue. Still the pressure's on though. And punched away by Snelders from Pittman. Keeping the pressure on here, but eventually the free kick awarded against them. Well, a good little spell of pressure there from Dundee, and that brings warm applause from the supporters. And despite the loss of the early goal, they're battling all the way here. McLeish was trying to hold the Aberdeen defence together, and Pittman sending in the ball. Eventually it tips over the bar. A free kick had been awarded by that stage, and Snelders sends it forward. This is Stephen Wright through for Jess, and challenged there illegally by Verto. Aberdeen have the free kick, which is quickly taken. This is Richardson leaving it to Jess. Tried to find Kane, it's cleared though by McGann. The most effective of clearances from Gary Smith, but the ball came off Paul Tosh, and it is Aberdeen's throw. Just did well there. This is Wright. Aimed in towards Patalainen, and the goalkeeper responding. Kane leaving it to McKimmie. Goes to Patalainen. Coming well there against McQuillan. Getting in the cross. The ball's out of play. Joe Miller trying to keep it in. Well, Patalainen causing problems for the Dundee defence. Playing through the middle at times, breaking out on the left as well. Very awkward player in the air. Touch on there by Dodds, and McLeish responds as Tosh comes through. This is McKimmie for Aberdeen. Patalainen, but giving it away. Vikost. McLeish's header, chested down by Kane. This is Patalainen. Ewan plays it through to Tosh. He's surrounded by Aberdeen players there. Really not much he could do. Headed away by Patterson. West leaves it to Richardson. Switch now to Miller. This is Tosh challenging, doing well. The blocking challenge going in from Gary Smith. The shot going in from Dodds, and the save from Theo Snelders. An excellent effort from Billy Dodds. And Snelders touching the ball over the bar. But excellent play from Paul Tosh, who battled away to get possession. And then Dodds firing in the shot, which brought a good response from Theo Snelders. Shot corner played to McQuillan. Headed away by Richardson. Adamchuk trying to play it through, but it comes to nothing. So McKimmie getting the ball forward. And steps Patterson for Dundee. Vikost. This is Dodds being challenged by Richardson, and the free kick awarded against the Aberdeen player. Richardson, a man who likes a bit of a battle in the middle of the park, and he's certainly getting one this afternoon. So that's played through by Jamie McGowan, headed away by Wright. Ewan. Good play there by Pittman. But the cross, a disappointing one. Well, he did the difficult part, he turned well, but threw away the opportunity. He'll be disappointed. Simon Stainrod taking a few notes. Shearer getting a touch for Aberdeen, but Sverto stepping in initially. Pittman plays it forward. And the ball coming off the head of McLeish. This is McQuillan. And the free kick against Adamchuk for foul on McKimmie. Well, he certainly put himself about in this first half as Adamchuk. And £500,000, it's a big layout by Dundee, but he's already showing signs that he'll be an excellent player for them. Patalainen getting the touch through to Shearer, and the cover provided there by Dusan Verto. Well, Aberdeen have the throw-in. This is Jess. McKimmie stabbing it through, looking for Kane. Stripped away by McLeish. So the flag has gone up on the far side. McQuillan with the free kick. Police climbing above Dodds. And the throw-in goes to Dundee. This is Vikas. Goes down by Patalainen. The throw-in again goes Dundee's way. Patalainen. So Patterson stretching for it. It's returned by Kane. And McGowan clearing under threat from Jess. That's McLeish for Aberdeen. McKimmie. Kane. Well, no one getting any time to settle in the ball. And a few misplaced passes. It's Kane sending it through, looking for Shearer. Kane again with Dodds. Picked up now by Adamchuk. This is Pittman. Switching the play to McQuillan. That's a good ball. Patalainen's back there providing some defensive cover. This is Shearer. Challenged by Patterson. And the referee awarding the free kick to Aberdeen. So very little chance to play any football the way this game's being played. This is Shearer. Richardson. Miller's calling for it on the right. He gets in the cross, looking for Patalainen. This is McKimmie. Running through onto the return from Kane. This is better play by Aberdeen, but the cross going beyond the strikers and headed behind by Steve Pittman. So that's a signal for Alec McLeish to move forward. Seamed in at Patalainen. Kane playing it through. Patalainen again, getting into cross and not far away from the head of Shearer. And McQuillan has to concede the throw-in. Patalainen, a long throw expert, firing it in, looking for McLeish. He gets the touch, and a good save there from Mathers. It was Ian Jess who got the touch, and Mathers responded. So the long throw it was from Patalainen. McLeish climbed for it there. It broke to Jess, and the first time effort, a good one it was too, and Mathers making an excellent save. And that's good handling now by the Dundee goalkeeper. Aberdeen born, incidentally. So Mathers well out of his area. It's aimed at Tosh. Rod's trying to get forward now. Stephen Wright with him all the way, and they're all running behind for the goal kick. Billy Dodds seems to have put his problems behind him after being ordered off here against Dundee United last season. It's Vikas getting it forward to Dodds. He's looking for Tosh, but ball was too far ahead of the striker. Jess, so losing it to Vikas. Kimmy steps in, this is Kane. Jess again. Challenged by Adamchuk. This is Patterson moving in, and he concedes the free kick. And a touch of descent there from the big centre back. So we're inside the final 5 minutes of the first half as Paul Kane strikes the ball forward, looking for Patalainen. This is Shearer. That's Miller. Stephen Wright. And that's McQuillan getting the touch. Sadamchuk giving it away. This is Kane for Aberdeen. McLeish floats it in looking for Shearer. Jess trying to get in there as well, but the referee has stepped in and awarded the free kick to Dundee, and indicating that Shearer had backed into the defender. The long ball was aimed in there and he clashed with Dusan Berto. And the referee immediately awarding the free kick. It's Stephen Wright playing it through. It's cleared by McQuillan. Here's Gary Smith. Kane. Given away though. Tosh laying it off, looking for Dodds. He's challenged by Lee Richardson. Through it goes now for Shearer. Patalainen. McKimmy's going in support. This is McKimmy, he's got Miller ahead of him. Miller, and a complete miscue. And it's driven away by McGowan for the throw-in. What looked a promising Aberdeen move, breaking down there as Joe Miller stumbled at the vital moment. Miller laying it off to McKimmy. Patalainen battling for it. It's the cost. McLeish not quite putting that pass the way he meant to. And Snell was under a bit of pressure, but he gets it clear. This is McQuillan. Patterson. The offside flag has got up at the other end. Dodds and Tosh straying forward, so the free kick goes to Aberdeen. This is Gary Smith. Patalainen gets a touch there, and it was McGowan who stepped in. Well, it almost found its way to Jess, and McGowan had to concede the corner kick. Again, McLeish moves forward to add his height to the attack. It'll be Joe Miller to take the corner. There's McLeish moving into the 6-yard area. And Patalainen hovering as well. Played shot to McLeish. This is Miller taking on Patterson. And the ball going behind for the goal kick. So another opportunity wasted. McLeish winning that for Aberdeen. Played forward by McEwen. Smith under a bit of pressure there, and now it's Stephen Wright. Patterson. Tosh. Goes down thereafter, was challenged by Smith player, and this is the referee. Pittman plays it through to Dodds. And it's Joe Miller stepping in and conceding the throw-in. So we're inside the final minute of the first half. There will be, I imagine, a bit of injury time. It's McLeish clearing. It's picked up by Miller. Pittman steps in for Dundee. Cleared by Smith. This is Verto. Damchuk's in there. The ball breaking away, and it's cleared by McKimmy. And that was a chance. This is Vikost. Shearer clears the ball higher a plate onto the enclosure roof above us. This is Verto. Headed away by McLeish. It's Pittman as we move into injury time. Tosh going for it with McLeish. Ball goes behind for the corner. That looked to have come off the head of Alec McLeish. So Dundee pull something back here in these closing seconds of the first half. We've certainly battled hard. Because takes the kick. And it's straight into the hands of Theo Snelders, and there goes the half-time whistle. Well, a fairly torrid first half, but Aberdeen made the ideal start after just 2 minutes. The long ball was played through by Alex McLeish. Ian Jess teed it up, and there was Duncan Shearer to pick his spot in the back of the net. The half-time score here at Dens Park: Dundee 0, Aberdeen 1. So it's Dundee who start the second half, and let's hope it's a better one. Rather scrappy first 45 minutes. Pittman and Kane booked, and Pittman perhaps fortunate still to be in the field after his tackle on Gary Smith. So Dundee with it all to do. And if you look at last season's results, Aberdeen took 7 points out of the 8 available. But in terms of scorelines, there were close encounters. Aberdeen winning by 2-1 on 3 of the occasions, and Dundee managing a 0-0 draw at Pittodrie. And the throw to Aberdeen, and it's Joe Miller. This is Jess. Miller again. Switching the ball onto his left foot. That's a good cross, and well handled by Colomathers. Both Patalainen and Shearer were bearing in on the goalkeeper there. But, he's certainly done well since taking over last September from Jim Leighton, following a 6-3 defeat at Firhill. He's never looked back since then. This is Jess for Aberdeen to Miller. Paul Tosh, Dodds ahead of him. Paul Kane conceding the free kick. Aberdeen today without Jim Bett and Scott Booth. They took a few knocks in midweek, and Robert Connor, who's been a regular this season, is on the bench this afternoon along with Roy Aitken. So here's a free kick to Dundee. Police climbing for it. This is Martin Bighorst being challenged by Miksu Patalainen. And the cover provided there by McKimmie. And Gary McEwen to take the throw in. Patterson's well forward, it's aimed in his direction, he gets the touch, and that's Gary Smith to Aberdeen's rescue, heading him all over his own crossbar. So the long throw almost causing Aberdeen a real problem, and it was Gary Patterson who got his head to the ball despite the attentions there of Miksu Patalainen. A nice little back header, and Gary Smith sending it behind for the corner kick. Billy Dodds, meanwhile, has taken a knock. Applause for Billy Dodds as he recovers, and the game will restart with the corner. This is McQuillan. It's an awkward one there for the defence, and the ball just past the post as Dodds come in, and he's hurt again, and Jimmy McGowan also taking a knock. Well, the Aberdeen defence in real trouble here, and it was Jimmy McGowan who almost squeezed the ball past the defenders. Dodds coming in, and he took a knock there as he clashed with McKimmie. So 2 Dundee players requiring treatment. And McGowan taking a knock to the face. Dodds again, just minutes after recovering from another knock, was struggling. back on his feet. And the Stain Rod will be relieved that at least one player is back up. Recovers as well. The match underway again. There's Patterson's header. It's chested down by Kane. Watched carefully by McQuillan. It's Aberdeen's throw. This is Patalainen, closed down by Patterson. McKimmie trying to get forward. But, Patterson sticking well to the task, but giving it away to Kane. That's aimed in towards Shearer. And the goalkeeper responding. Well, could have proved fatal for Dundee, with several Aberdeen players pushing forward. The goalkeeper looking relieved. The ball was just away from Shearer, and it was Pittman who got into a bit of a tangle there. So a play for the throw to Dundee. This is the captain, this is Umberto. It goes to Lee Dodds, taking on right. Good tackle there by the Aberdeen defender. Dodds seems none the worse after his couple of knocks in the second half. Gary McEwen with the throw. Who's climbing high. And a high boot there by McEwen. He was challenged by Miller. So the free kick goes to Aberdeen. Headed away by Patterson. This is Tosh challenging for it. Cleared by Stephen Wright. This is Kane. That's McKimmie. McQuillan's going to beat him. It's played through for Jess. Goes down there by McQuillan and Patterson. McQuillan's clearance. This is Tosh. Particularly barged a bit there by Gary Smith, but the referee allowing play to go on. This is McLeish. Patalainen gets a little touchdown. It's Jess trying the shot, but there was never any real threat in that one. He's trying to catch the goalkeeper unawares, and just a bit quick with it. White's header. Mopped up nicely by Jamie McGann. So Wright playing the ball through to Jess. Bullen's in there ahead of Patalainen. Billy Miller walking along the top side there. Back down from the stand again. Breaks down for Aberdeen, and John McQuillan steps in. Dodds battling hard for Dundee, leaves it now to McEwen. This is Adamchuk being chased by Patalainen. McEwen sends a high one in, Tosh gets the touch, this is Pittman. But, Richardson steps in for Aberdeen, plays it to Shearer, this is Miller. It's cleared by McGann. Pittman's trying to get forward, challenging Stephen Wright all the way. And the ball given away by the defender. The chance down here for Big Horse. The ball takes a deflection, Dodds is in there, and Dundee have equalised. 54 minutes, and Billy Dodds puts Dundee back into this game. Dundee 1, Aberdeen 1. Well, it all began with slack play out on the left side by Stephen Wright. The ball was played into the middle. Vicost did it first time. It came off McKimmie, and then Dodds was there to finish it off. So Billy Dodds, who scored 18 goals last season, opens his account for this one. So we have a game in our hands now. That's maybe what was required. And it certainly has set alight the home fans. And after losing a goal after just 2 minutes of the match, Dundee have certainly battled hard. There was an element of luck about that goal, but they won't care about that. That's the first one they've actually scored themselves this season. Here come Aberdeen, and that's well handled by Mathers. It was Paul Kane who struck it well. And excellent handling by the goalkeeper. So it was laid off there by Jess, and the shot going in. An acrobatic save, and the keeper just keeping the ball in play. So Dundee will be well fired up now, but it's McLeish who gets in the clearance. This is Jess. Richardson, great running by Richardson, but he mishit the shot completely. Well, if he could even have got a save out of the goalkeeper, maybe a parry from the goalkeeper. Jess was following up and Shearer was going in on the far side. But it was good running by the midfielder, but he just failed to catch up properly. Well, here come Dundee. McEwen doing well, finding Dodds. McEwen again. Getting in the cross, but it's cut out by Kane. Played through to Miller. This is Berto challenging. He's very late there on Richardson, and he'll be booked by the referee. Well, he's remonstrating with the referee, but he was very late going into that tackle. So as Richardson was going for the ball there, he caught him very late. Berto becomes the third player booked this afternoon. Pittman and Berto of Dundee and Kane of Aberdeen. The yellow card is shown. And he's still protesting his innocence. And the free kick taken by Gary Smith, aimed in at Miksu Patalainen. This is Paul Tosh doing well, but just too many Aberdeen players there for him. Still he's battling away though. This is the kind of spirit that Simon Stainrod and Jim Duffy are looking for. It's played through now to Morten Vicost, and free kick awarded. Gary Smith, the culprit, and he's being called over for a word of warning by the referee. So it was Vicost just looking up, trying to get past the defender there, and taken out of the play. So a word of warning for Smith, who was in the end of a severe tackle himself in the first half. Dundee pushing just about everyone forward here. It's left to Pittman. And the ball spinning behind for the corner kick. And the Dundee fans enjoying this now. A spirited second half performance from the players. And it's Steve Pittman going across to the far side to hit the in-swinger. Patterson is virtually on the Aberdeen goal line. It's played shot to McQuillan. Adamchuk with the shot. Well, certainly get turned well and get plenty of power into it. Darius Adamchuk, the Polish international player, that was headed away there initially by Stephen Wright, and the Pole turning and hitting it. It was well wide of target, but he's shown a few touches this afternoon that I'm sure he'll going to prove to be an excellent player. for Dundee. That's Patalainen's touch onto Shearer, trying to find Jess. This is McQuillan. And the ball's out of play for the throw-in to Aberdeen. So Simon Stainrod will be a happier man now. McKimmie aims it at Patalainen. It's away by Pittman. Patterson gets a touch through to Billy Dodds. Adamchuk's racing ahead of him. And he's starting to get players forward, but Dodds holding up the play. Finds Vikhorst. He was a bit short there, but it's Dodds again. This is Vikhorst. Leading it to Dodds. McEwen. Ball breaks down the lip. That's McQuillan. McGowan floating the high one forward. This is Pittman. Shadowed by Miller. Does well to get in the cross. Vikhorst is coming in there. And McKimmie had no alternative but to concede the corner kick. Aberdeen under pressure in the second half. And forward go the tall defenders, Gary Patterson and Jamie McGowan, for the set piece. It's a poor corner though. This is McQuillan. It goes to Pittman. And another corner kick goes Dundee's way. Alec McLeish in there having to use all of his experience to hold the defence together. McEwen with the corner kick. The ball dipping behind for the goal kick. Well, rather wasted there with the pressure on. This is Shearer. Kimmie trying to find Patalainen. That's a good ball. Well, Aberdeen players are claiming a hand was used there, but the referee was well enough up with the plate and waving away the claims. It's Jamie McGowan playing it through to Tosh. McEwen. Tosh again. Smith clears for Aberdeen to Patalainen. Good defending by Steve Pittman. It's Vikhorst getting the touch. It's cleared by Gary Smith. Pittman climbing for it. It's headed on there by McEwen. Berto gets the touch. This is Kane now for Aberdeen. And now it's McQuillan for Dundee. Cleared by McLeish, touched by Kane. This is Richardson, stabbing it out to Patalainen. And Adamchuk rather late with his challenge on Patalainen, and the referee spotted it and he's awarded the free kick to Aberdeen. So there's a brief word of warning there for the Polish player. I wonder what he makes of it all this afternoon after his time in Germany. Coming into Premier Division football for the first time. This is Stuart McKimmie. Leash is up there, punched away by Mathers, and Miller allowing the ball to go out for the throw-in. This is Shearer, battling away with Berto. Well, the players clashing there. The referee telling them to get on with it. A flash of temper, but Aberdeen have the free kick. And it's Miller to take it. And a bit of pushing by Mitsu Patalainen. And the free kick goes to Dundee. Well, won by Dodds, but cleared by Wright. This is Miller. Berto's with him all the way. So a play for the throw to Dundee. It's Kane sending it through, looking for Shearer. It's not cleared by Jamie McGowan. Turn by Smith. This is Jess. Picked up now by McEwen. McLeish under pressure from Adamchuk. And it's cleared by Snelders. Knocked down there from Shearer. Played out by Richardson, looking for Patalainen. And it's Jamie McGowan clearing. And conceding the throw-in. McLeish has moved well forward. And Patalainen will utilise the long throw. Same to Nick McLeish. Berto's in there, so too is Patterson, but it's given away. Both sides surrendering possession. It's Stephen Wright atoning there, getting the ball back to his goalkeeper. Now it's Shearer for Aberdeen. Backfield flick, looking for Jess. Patterson's with him. Looks out for the throw-in. In fact, corner kick's been awarded. Taken by Miller. This is Richardson. McKimmie. The header there from Shearer. This is Mixu Patalainen. It's Miller. Trying to drive it through, and it was Billy Dodds back doing some defensive work. That's up for the throw to Aberdeen. So Aberdeen making more of an impression on the match again. Miller's throw. This is Kane. Good clearance by Patterson under pressure. Now it's Tosh. And it's Richardson providing the cover. This is Smith. Aimed out at Patalainen. Patalainen again. McEwen with a long one forward. Cleared by McKimmie. It's still in play. That goes off Patalainen. Referee awarding it to Dundee. Patterson for Dundee. Kane steps in. Really, Miller will not be a happy man. His team made the start they wanted, scoring after just 2 minutes, but he realises now that having to battle all the way, and plenty of instructions coming from the Aberdeen bench. Pitchman sending it through. And McKimmie conceding the throw-in. McEwen. Adamchuk. Maybe a challenge there on Snelders. Berto's in there ahead of Miller. That's out of play for the throw to Aberdeen. Stephen Wright finding it forward, chased all the way by Beakhurst. Ball still in play. It's Berto clearing. No foul given as Jess sends in the cross. Headed behind by Patterson. Not far away from his own post. Headed behind for the corner kick. Aberdeen asserting themselves again. And it's Jess to take this one. It's aimed out towards McLeish. This is Jess. Curling in the cross, but straight into the keeper's hands eventually. Richardson. It's given away to McEwen. Through now for Adamchuk to chase. McKimmy's with him. This is Beakhurst. Getting a ball onto his left foot, but high over the target. Martin Beakhurst, signed last season for £250,000 from Lyngby, just after the Danish side played Rangers in the Champions Cup. That ball given away to Adamchuk. Bit of a stumble there, but Dundee still have it. So it's Padalainen stepping in and conceding the throw-in. Ball's out of play, and it's Dundee's throw. One or two players stumbling out there this afternoon, and you wonder if maybe the grass is just a bit on the long side. It's Patterson in there challenging for the ball. It breaks away there to McKimmy. It's Aberdeen's throw. Beakhurst steps in ahead of Padalainen. McLeish now in possession for Aberdeen. Finding Richardson. This is Wright. This is Jess. Jess coming deeper, looking for the ball. Trying to get Aberdeen going here. Kane lays it off now. This is Richardson. Nowhere. Richardson again. Patalainen getting in the cross, but no one there to take advantage. Out of play, they throw to the Dons. So a substitution. In fact, both sides making substitutions. So Adamchuk is going off, and Stephen Frail it will be to come on, and Joe Miller leaving the field for Aberdeen to be replaced by Robert Connor. So Darius Adamchuk, no doubt, finding the pace of it all a bit hot this afternoon. Of course, travelling this week. Well, that picture tells the story. His first taste of Premier League football. This is Beakhurst. Dodds almost finding Tosh when he was onside. Touch there for Connor, the substitute. It's knocked upfield by Kane. Cam defending by Jamie McGowan. Patalainen's in there, using his weight, but the referee immediately awarding the free kick against him. Tosh challenging for that one. Stephen Wright stepping in for Aberdeen. It's returned by Vekost. Trying to find Dodds. Carried away by McKimmie. This is Jess to Richardson. Jess again. He sees Connor on the far side. This is Robert Connor. Flipping it back there. This is Jess. And the ball just inching away from Shearer. It goes behind for the corner kick. The ball deflected there just before it ran across Shearer. But Ian Jess in at the heart of that move and getting in the shot. Took a deflection there off the defender, and that took it just away from Shearer for the corner kick. So it's Connor who takes it. Goalkeeper's lost it. It's Jess who's in there, and that was well blocked by Jamie McGann. McKimmie trying to get Aberdeen forward, but Frail, the Dundee substitute, steps in. It's given away there to Kane. It's aimed in at Patalainen. Jess losing out there initially to Vekost, and Pittman fouled there by Connor, and that's a free kick to Dundee inside their own penalty area. Tosh climbing for the ball with Stephen Wright. That's out of play. And it goes Aberdeen's way, the referee indicating it deflected off the Dundee player. Vekost plays it through. Police is under pressure here from Dodds, but Snelder's coming right to the edge of the box. McLeish for Aberdeen, picked up by Jess. Too many Dundee players around him. Vekost plays it through. That's a good ball to Paul Tosh. Frail's on the far side. Dodds is in the middle. In comes Frail. It's headed away by McLeish. It's Connor back there doing some defending. And the ball, the corner kick saved, but the throw-in conceded. Patterson has moved forward for Dundee into the Aberdeen penalty area. Patalainen's back there helping out. It's Shearer's touch. Tosh failing to keep that in play, and the throw-in to be taken by Stephen Wright. Patalainen plays it off to Jess. Switch of play to Connor. Kimmie's running in support. This is McKimmie. And it's all a bit untidy. Richardson in there battling for it with McEwen, and Pittman steps in. This is Vekost. Well, Vekost, but too many Aberdeen players around him. And McLeish combining there with McKimmie. And that's Connor. McLeish given away there to McQuillan. That's Frail. McQuillan again. Sending in the deep cross, but the ball's out of play for the goal kick. Pittman's header. Cleared by McKimmie. Patterson wins it against Shearer. This is Frail. And McKimmie makes the challenge. Again, it goes Dundee's way. Dodds. McQuillan. Dodds again. That's Jess back doing some defending. Richardson goes down by Vicost. Pittman steps in. And Snelder's having to come right out of his penalty area. It's Patterson winning that one against Patalainen. Patterson doing well in the second half exchanges against Patalainen in the air. That was Stephen Frail doing well for Dundee. Vicost plays it through, looking for Tosh. Coming under a bit of pressure, but he responds well. Finds McLeish. This is Kane. Stephen White. Patalainen. It's given away. Shot with the pass there. It allows Dusan Verto to move in. This could be trouble for Aberdeen. Dodds out there on the right. But he makes an absolute hash of it, and he's annoyed with himself. There was really a chance to do something there. Well, Simon Steinrod will not be happy at the way that all broke down. It's Patalainen getting the touch. Cleared by McQuillan, and as far as Kane. That's White. Aimed in at Patalainen. Again, Patterson responds. McQuillan gets a touch. This is Frail. Kane steps in for Aberdeen. It's McKimmie. It's chested down there by McEwen. And it's Vicost coming clear. Bit of a gap opening up there in the midfield area. There's no one up there with him, but he does get the free kick conceded by Gary Smith. Vicost really had to double back there. He had no support whatsoever. His consolation out of it was a free kick. And the match finally balanced, and the final minutes ticking away. There's Vicost. Played through by Dodds. Still Dundee have it. And again, it's squandered. Well, Dundee getting themselves into a few decent positions, but really making nothing of it. Aberdeen making a change. Shearer is going off, and Roy Aitken is coming on. This is his first appearance of the season, and Willie Miller sending on his assistant manager, obviously to shore things up. Well, Patterson getting the better of Patalainen. This is Pittman. Now it's Dodds. Frail. We're inside the final 5 minutes of the match. Still it's Frail. Getting in the cross. Dodds is in there, but Stephen Wright doing enough to put him off. It's Patalainen doing better this time. It's cleared though by Verto. Knocked on there by McEwen. This is Smith for Aberdeen. To right. Patalainen. Kane. Patalainen laying it off now to McKimmie. Again, it all breaks down, a bit of a misunderstanding there between Patalainen and Jess, and it's McQuillan sending a long ball forward now for Tosh to chase. McLeish is with him there, and McLeish having to concede the corner kick. McLeish put under real pressure by the youngster there, and his response had to be the conceding of the corner kick. Again, Dundee pushing the defenders forward. Gary Patterson and Jamie McGann moving into the Aberdeen penalty area. Everyone now except Paul Mathers inside the Aberdeen half. That'll be the in-swinger from Pittman. It's punched away by Snelders, only as far as McQuillan. Back it goes to Pittman. It's charged down by Connor. This is Pittman, looking for Tosh. This is McGowan. Tosh. Switch of play to Pittman, better play this by Dundee. And just too much in that one for Gary McEwen. Just under 3 minutes left, and applause ringing round Dens Park from the home fans. Rod shouting instructions to his players. Everything finally balanced. And the team will want to let it slip now. Well, let's put the goalkeeper under a bit of pressure from Jamie McGann. That's McLeish. This is Verto. Jess is with him all the way here. And that's how the play for the throw to Dundee. A wave into the crowd. This is Kane for Aberdeen. Connor's in there challenging for it. This is McLeish. Patalainen challenging. There's Jess. Oh, Jess disappointed. The chance was on for him there. So Patalainen up there with Patterson, and Jess sending that one high over the crossbar. It's McLeish's header. And the decision goes Dundee's way. We're inside the final minute. So knocked on there by Pittman. Not very effectively. Roykins with him. Takes no chance. This is Kane clearing for Aberdeen. Patalainen trying to get going, challenged by McQuillan. McKimmie, well, a slack pass. Hyman played through there by Pittman. Well, we're now into injury time, and there goes the final whistle. Well, Aberdeen made the perfect start to the match. After just 2 minutes, a long ball from Alex McLeish. It was teed up by Ian Jess, and Duncan Shearer finished it off. But Dundee battling their way back into the match and certainly having a very good second half. And it was Billy Dodds there who grabbed the equaliser after 54 minutes. Vickers tried a shot at goal. It deflected towards Dodds, and he finished it off. The final score here at Dens Park: Dundee 1, Aberdeen 1.